Hey guys, King Charms here. Today I'll be your judge, your jury, and your analyst. And today I bring to you the most powerful ABB team for the Johto Cup. And what kind of blows my mind is, you know, there's a lot of Skarmorys in the top, well, literally in the top 10. 4 of them have Skarmorys in it. So I'm like, my brain's like, okay, so what if they have the Skarmory in the back instead of the front? We're gonna find out. As you see, this is the most powerful ABB team. If you look, Magcargo, Jumpluff, Meganium, it uses a Shadow one. I use a regular one. I think the Shadow one makes sense because you don't get farmed, which is good. And at the same, yeah, you don't get farmed, which is good. And for Meganium, yeah, it's just what it is. Because if you get locked into a Steel type in the back, you're screwed. That's basically what it is. But there might be some win conditions, so I actually get into that scenario for the shoutcast. So you're gonna find out just what happens, what's your win condition if they have the Skarmory in the back. You'll find out. But as you see, statistically, it's still very powerful, 0.5%, and not too much of a difference between the top 3. So very powerful, very good. I think you can use the regular jump off. I use the regular one in the shoutcast instead of the Shadow one. Shadow one's better. I think it's better just because, again, you don't get farmed out as hard if you get the back row and the extra shadow damage, plus Acrobats can slap really hard. Or, I don't know, like, yeah, slap or, like, jump flip, like, backflip. I don't know what the heck you want to, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, as you see here, for this team analysis, it has Magcargo lead, Jumpluff, Shadow is going to be your safe switch, and then Meganium will hit the back row. As here, amazing coverage, a lot of bulk, not really safe, because like I mentioned, if you have a fire or the fire type in the back, it's really gonna suck. I mean, Magcargo in the back's probably better just because Energy Ball does neutral damage and you still have Earthquake on Meganium, so you could probably still find it a win condition. As you see here, the one thing that's really gonna suck for you though is Qwilfish. Qwilfish absolutely manhandles the unholy hell out of this team. So luckily I don't encounter one in this shoutcast, but if you do see one, you're probably just gonna have to sack Qwilfish in the lead. You're gonna have to sack Magcargo in the lead. Or you're going to have to send in Jumpluff and Meganium and essentially just have them go against Qwilfish. No, wait. I did face a Qwilfish during this whole... Yeah, I did face a Qwilfish. But I had to, like, double up on Frenzy Plant. And, yeah. Meganium versus Qwilfish isn't a bad matchup just because Qwilfish has to Sludge Wave you in order to kill you. So, Aqua Tail won't kill you off the bat. It's annoying because it can bait you and it does chip damage. But they have to Sludge Wave you. So, again, it's not that bad. So... Qwilfish against Meganium, not too bad. Against Magcargo and Jumpluff, kind of terrible. But also not bad against Jumpluff because they also have to Sludge Wave you. So I guess that's how this operates. The 2 bulky mons in the back and then the fire lead, hopefully getting the Skarmory in the lead is how this team operates. Still does really good for me. 10-0 win streak, and I had to try really hard to maintain that win streak because you'll see these battles are actually really sweaty. Some of them aren't, just because that's the nature of the new season, but yeah, some of them are sweaty. Especially the last one's going to be really sweaty. Anyways, my mental health tip of the day. There is a new season and there's a lot of chillness. However, it's mostly, yeah. So my mental health tip of the day is King of Charmers had something really bad happen today. So when you have something really bad happen to you, is basically mindfulness. That's what I say. In mindfulness, you won't really have control over a lot of things in life. It's like Go Battle League. You don't really have control over your elo. You know, you can get hard countered and you can hard counter someone. That's just the nature of Blind 3. Go Battle League is a lot like life for Blind 3, because when you go into something, you don't know what's going to happen. If you go into something, though, be mindful that there are bad things that can happen. There are good and there are bad. And for the King of Charmanders, for me, a lot of bad things happen. I have a really bad worst case scenario. Like, since my military career up until now, there's been a lot of bad things happening. Far more bad than good. But I'm still alive. I'm still breathing. So mindfulness, be grateful of the little things you have. I'm alive, I'm well, I have my own place, I have an amazing community, and even though everyone says like I should be much higher than I am right now, I really don't mind. I really appreciate like what I have now because I have a lot more than a lot of other people. That's factual. I get to do what I love as a therapist, and I get to do this side gig as a content creator, and I get a decent amount of views for like what I do because I've never gotten lucky as far as content creation. I've had to bust my booty for a lot, and I'm more than willing to work harder and harder to reach my goals. And of course, because I have a community like you guys, I really do appreciate you. So be mindful, be grateful, and again, do your best. That's all you can do, because you don't really have control of a lot of things in life. Let life go and do your thing. The good or the bad, overcome it, get through it. If you need help, go ask for help. And without further ado, this is the top ABB team for the Johto Cup. Getting started, 10-0 win streak. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so here are the battles. This was a 10-win streak, and as always, when you first start off the season, you might come off with some crazy Pokemon. Now, this doesn't look crazy, but watch. I'm like, alright, you know what? 1495, switch out, and I'm like, that's a Charge Beam Lanturn. So, from when you think it's going to be a really sweaty battle, and the CP is just right, you're just like, okay. Well, all we're going to do here is Weather Ball everything, and as you see, our opponent switches to a Quagsire, and then I see the CP, and I'm like, yeah, so... I don't know, should I choose Shield Flex in this match? I have no idea what to do, but I see we just ball out, and then they just let the Quagsire go, and it's pretty much GG's at this point. We get an Ariados, and that's an Infestation Ariados, and I'm just... Yeah, I'm pretty done at this point. Like I said, you see some crazy things. I'm not even gonna shield this because this probably isn't a cross poison. And it's a Shadow Sneak. And I'm like, wow. So, yeah. If you go in and go Battle League, you know, yeah, you might not want to go in on the first day because usually all the sweats like me kind of just... Well, I'm not even sweating. This is an ABB team. My whole back row is weak to Skarmory. Speaking of Skarmory, you're going to see a little beta battle later today, and that's pretty crazy. But I see the Charge Beam Lanturn comes out, and we're just balling out. We're going to hit the Energy Ball, try to take out the Lanturn, and we're going to send him a Meganium, and hopefully just top left because it's GG's at this point. There is no way there is no way a Lanturn is going to take out and sweep a team with 2 shields. Let's go battle like oh so be it decides to take my soul and screw me over. And this trainer is so resilient. They are willing to go out here and expend and try, and as they might, 3-ball 2 shields up. GG's. Wow. So this was the first battle. The next battle is pretty nuts because I was like, okay, you know what? I think I'm going to expect something really sweaty pretty soon. So there's the first battle. And I'm like, all right. So the second battle, we get King Rada. And I'm like, okay, so you know what? Cool. We get Mad Cargo into Skarmory. I'm like, okay, this is a great lead. But Skarmory lead, I'm like, okay, so that is a good Skarmory. That's definitely the Skarmory. So our opponent switches into Azu. And I swap into Jumpluff. And I'm like, this is a giant mistake. So I'm not used to playing this team yet. As you see here, I kind of jumped in. Yes, this is the strongest ABB team. But like at the same time, I'm not used to using Jumpluff safe switch. So... I should have swapped in a Meganium. That's my fault here. So, I might have just royally screwed my win condition. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But as you see here, we are just going to Energy Ball. We're going to ball out, try to grab shields. We grab one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to grab the second one. Well, I should be able to grab the second one. My concern here is that Azu with Ice Beam hurts. I should still be able to live because Jumpluff is super bulky. So, I should be able to live with some HP. And I fire on the right interval so I don't get any extra bubbles through. But again, I'm going to eat an Ice Beam regardless of what happens. This is why I definitely should have sent a Meganium. Single super effective is better than double super effective. And as you see here, we are going to be able to fire the Energy Ball. And this should break their next shield, which is great for us because this is exactly what we want. So we're going to break the second shield. And then I can let Jumpluff go at this point. But I don't think, like I mentioned, it's very bulky, so Ice Beam won't kill. But this is where it gets dicey. So, as your opponent switches into Skarmory to try to catch the move, but I'm fully prepared for that. And I'm going to fire Overheat right off the bat. The reason I'm doing this is because, yes, I can eat a move and double up, but, like, at the same time, it doesn't really matter because I have Meganium in the back. And I'm going to, yeah. So, I could have got 2, which I probably should have. But if this Azu doesn't have Ice Beam, which I'm guessing it doesn't, this won't kill, or it doesn't have Hydro Pump, and it doesn't have Hydro Pump, so I just farm it down. And then whatever's in the back is probably going to get overheated to death, and it's an Ampharos. I should have went for Overheat, but I'm already -2 anyway, so I go for Optune. My idea is I wanted to leave this Ampharos. I was thinking about the Overheat, but I'm like, you know what? Let me just go -2 on Rock Tomb, because I'm pretty sure a Focus Blast, a Spirit Bomb -2. When you're not Frieza's final form, this shouldn't kill. So that's my game plan, and that's my idea. And as you see here, we do manage to get the freaking shadow. It goes off, we get blasted, and it still takes half of my Meganium's HP. I'm like, wow, that did a ton of damage still. -2 doesn't mean much. I was gonna undercharge here, but you know what? You don't risk it for the biscuit. So just in case, I did not want to eat it, and we don't want to risk it, and that's GG's. Solidify the win condition. Don't be hella fancy. Just finish it, and just don't worry about it later. So again, really sweaty battle off the bat for the second one. Again, I kind of misplayed, but hey, we still come out with a dub. And overheat Meganium, or Magcargo, hurts a lot. We get a Xatu, and right off the bat, I'm just like, this is not a freaking sweaty team. It's a 1394. But the reason why I wanted this battle features, because you know what? In life, we make mistakes. I made a big mistake today. You know, I'm not going to talk about that. But you know what? All we're going to do is move on, and we're going to question our life choices. And when you have a Politoed has Blizzard. So, you know, it's like the Game of Thrones episode. I make that reference all the time, but you could possibly feel the power of the North. I choose not to shield here, and feel the power of the North. And I just get yeeted from the face of existence. And my brain is like, did I just get... Yeah, that just happened. I got yeeted by a freaking blizzard. But you know what? It's perfectly fine. They're probably going to blizzard me again. I fired the energy ball. They might shield here. And then they're going to try to blizzard me. At least that's my guess. And Go Battleaxe decides to take our soul too. So it's already we're already vibing pretty well here. As you see, I'm able to get extra bullet seeds through. I can farm down here. No reason to risk no reason for me to play risk. I'm just going to farm down and just go for the dub. So farm down, and then Xatu should be able to get wiped out by one Acrobats. And yeah, I'm vibing pretty hard right here. So I almost, as you see, we get a Piloswine, which is fine. I'm just gonna ball out. Energy Ball should KO this Piloswine, and then Acrobat should take out my opponent. As you see here, all I'm going to do is swap into... That didn't KO, so I send in Magcargo, burn it down, and now I'm going to burn it down. Literally burn down. I'm going to light this thing on fire. Like, the stairway... You are about to see the Stairway to Heaven. And the Stairway to Heaven with the Xatu, one shot with overheat against a Xatu that's not 1500, does in fact KO. So that's GG's. So, yeah, it's already an interesting game, right? Yeah, I hope you guys are having an interesting Season 1, a start of Season 11, which is the interlude season. And this team does go 10-0 without going through a bunch of sweaty freaking battles. Yes, that's a legend. That's a legend. And we get Ariados and Magcargo. And I'm like, oh, okay, this kind of sucks. And then we get a Porygon 2. So, here's what kind of sucks. My team doesn't exactly... I don't have a good save switch against Porygon 2. And Porygon 2 isn't a bad save switch for the sheer virtue that you can debuff me. So as you see, I fire the Rock Tomb, and I get the debuff. I wanted to debuff this thing down because what's going to happen is that there's a 50-50 chance I'm going to get debuffed. And as you see, I get debuffed. So I'm like, oh, crap. Okay. So I'm just going to eat it, and then I'm going to fire the Frenzy Plants. Hopefully Frenzy Plant -2 if I get -2'd, and I don't get -2'd, which is great because a coin flip is still a really strong chance. And this probably won't kill. They elect a shield, which I'm like, all right, that's great. Here's the problem, though. If they get the debuff one more time, I'm in a whole lot of trouble. So I shield, and I'm hoping it's low enough to where Frenzy Plant, just because it's so obscenely overpowered, it will kill because it get the debuff. So instead of going for the Earthquake, I just go for Frenzy Plant. I'm hoping this is going to kill or near KO. So as you see here, we go for the Frenzy Plant, and it doesn't KO because we're at -2. So, but we're able to farm down, and we have shields, and we have alignment. And we get the Ariados back. So I was pretty dang close to losing Switch. Not gonna lie, if they got the third debuff, I might have lost Switch. But let's see if losing Switch actually, it would have mattered. We Frenzy Plant, and all we're gonna do is summon Magcargo. Magcargo should resist everything the Ariados has to offer, and it's a Lanturn. So, which is great because it actually didn't matter. So we should be able to get the Energy Balls. Double Energy Balls will KO this Lanturn. We still have the Ariados in the back. And all that's going to end up happening is that Magcargo is going to light that thing on fire. The Itsy Bitsy Spider went out the Rata Sprout. In came in Magcargo, and it overheated the spider to the 7th circle of hell. I don't know. I'm sorry. I really suck at rhyming. And that was epic fail. But this next battle for this 10-0 was not an epic fail. Y'all are about to see. Remember how I told y'all about the Skarmory? Well, guess what? Guess what we run into? Well, here's what's going to happen. As you see, we get a... Okay, so we get another trainer, and it's going to be a Magcargo Azumarill. Terrible lead. Absolutely terrible lead. Super terrible lead. We switch into Jumpluff, and then I can expect to see a Skarmory. Holy crap. King of Charmanders, you win this? Yes, I do. Well... The idea here is to just Acrobatics down, Do as much chip damage as much as humanely possible. What's gonna happen? We're sending Mad Cargo to farm down. That's our literal game. That's the only game plan we have as of right now. So, GG's. Well, not GG's yet. Like, Jump Bluff is super thick, so it's able to eat the Sky Attack, which is good. Acrobats goes off. We're gonna get farmed down. And I'm going to have to send Mad Cargo, and our opponent is... We're gonna have to... Okay, so here's the thing. I want my opponent to misplay. Because here's what's gonna happen. Our opponent doesn't know we have Meganium. So there are positives to this. So as you see here, we're just gonna eat this Sky Attack. I want them to give up Switch. Or I'm praying they do. Because as you see here, they give up Switch, which is great because I sent them Meganium, and Mad Cargo has a lot of energy. So we're vibing really hard right now, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna Frenzy Plant down as much as possible. I can expect my opponent to shield literally everything that comes in until I figure out whether or not it has Ice Beam or not. This is a Play Rough Hydro Pump Azu, which is great because Ice Beam hurts a lot. Not will KO. It'll probably put me in the yellow. But as you see with Frenzy Plant, I can eat a Frenzy Plant Play Rough. I can eat a Play Rough comfortably, and they got the extra bubble through, which really sucks. As you see, Play Rough, we eat it comfortably. I'm doubling up with Expert Energy Management. I want to double up on Frenzy Plant and make sure that I get enough energy because I know that Skarmory is going to come in. So as you see, Frenzy Plant goes off. They might take their second shield, and we do grab the second shield. I fire the Frenzy Plant right away, which is not a bad idea because as you see, an Umbreon comes in. So we have shields, and my idea here is to basically get I want to fire a Rock Tomb here to lock in this Umbreon. They should fire Foul Play after this, but I want the -1. So as you see here, the reason I'm doing this is because I want Meganium to stay alive because Mad Cargo is going to have a hard time with that Azu. And Azu still has a ton of HP. So all we're going to do here is we're going to Rock Tomb. And I unfortunately don't get the second one. And I'm like, oh crap, this kind of sucks. So as you see, Foul Play goes off. And then I'm going to try... I fire the Rock Tomb right away. I probably should have undercharged. Not going to lie. Undercharging would have been great. Rock Tomb goes off. And then here comes the Azu. Like I mentioned, I didn't want the... I have to double up on energy now. So as you see here, they're going to fire their move. I have to shield. Skarmory is going to come in. So I have to make sure that I fire just so that I don't take enough chip damage so I get bubbled down. As you see, the Skarmory comes back in. They get 2 air slashes off, but that's perfectly fine. I should be able to Frenzy Plant here, and then I should be able to get to another Frenzy Plant, and I somehow clutch up a win condition. As you see, my Meganium is frantically galloping on its front legs. We get to the second Frenzy Plant, and despite losing the lead and the Switch hard as hell, we come out with a W because our opponent decides to give up Switch, and that's GG's. 10-0, baby, with the strongest ABB team statistically for pbfolk.com for the Johto Cup. I hope y'all enjoyed that shoutcast. That freaking battle was nuts. And that's GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, 10-0 win streak with this team as on the thumbnail. Well, as you see, here's a picture here for the 10-0 freaking win streak. Unfortunately, I got rock, paper, scissors. No, seriously, that's what it was. I lost to Azu. I got Azu Skarm in the back, but what happened? Azu Skarm and Quillfish or something like that. So unlike the last match where you can come out with some kind of win con, this time around there was no way out. So I did my best, tried, and that was GG. So again, we are always susceptible to getting RPS, but this team did go 10-0. I was really skeptical at first because again, you get Skarmory in the back, you're kind of screwed. But other than that, you saw this is what you can come out with a win condition. So don't give up. Hopefully you guys are doing well in the new interlude season. I just call it season 11 because really that's what it is, season 11. And then again, hopefully you guys are doing well in the new season. Hopefully it's a good stress-free season so you can kind of just like get your rank 20 and then just be done with it. Because you don't have to do your battles every day. In fact, most of you can probably just do your battles during, like, I plan on finishing today's battles, but then I'm going to like wait it out until like when I need to make content next time, because I'm really going to focus on those PvP tutorials I told you about. So you're going to expect a long shift from like Johto or Great League or live battle shoutcast into like the PvP series, because that's what I really want to work on that series. So do me a huge favor though, please like, subscribe. It's totally free. Next to you try mouse, you see that little box at the bottom right, push your mouse over it, you can easily subscribe from over there. Really appreciate my current subscribers. Love you guys to death. Thank you for all your love support, even during this time where you don't really even watch my channel because it's an interlude season. I mean, if y'all really want to, like, I'm gonna still make content and whatnot and early minutes analysis, whatever, but For those of y'all that watch my stuff every day, I really do appreciate you. So, with that being said, good luck in your Go Battle Access. I hope you're enjoying the chill season like I am. And I will see you guys on the next video.